Alright, let's dive into something that's been buzzing in the music world lately. Jennie, the powerhouse from Blackpink, just dropped her new solo single, Less Than a Lover, and the charts are telling a pretty fascinating story. Here's the deal. Despite her massive success with Dracula alongside Tame Impala, which is still sitting pretty at number 6 on the Billboard Hot 100, her latest track isn't making the same waves in the US personally. I think this is where things get really interesting.
Why?
Because it raises a deeper question about how chart success translates, or doesn't, across different markets and genres. First off, let's talk about Dracula. That track is a beast. It's not just a hit, it's a cultural moment. Jennie's collaboration with Tame Impala brought her to new heights, blending her K-pop roots with a global, psychedelic sound. But here's the kicker. Less Than a Lover didn't crack the Billboard Hot 100. Instead, it landed at number 7 on the bubbling under Hot 100 chart. Now, don't get me wrong, that's still impressive. It's her third track to hit that chart, and all three have been in the top 10. But it's a stark contrast to Dracula, right? What this really suggests is that while Jennie has global appeal, there's something about this new track that isn't resonating in the US market. In my opinion, one thing that immediately stands out is the genre and promotion strategy. Dracula had a clear, cross-genre appeal, and it was heavily promoted across platforms. Less Than a Lover, on the other hand, seems to be missing that same level of push, especially on pop radio. I mean, it didn't even make it onto the streaming songs or digital song sales charts. What many people don't realize is that chart success isn't just about the music, it's about how it's marketed, where it's promoted, and who it's reaching. If you take a step back and think about it, this could be a case of the track not finding its audience in the US, despite Jennie's massive global following. Now, let's talk about the global charts because that's where Less Than a Lover is shining. It debuted at number 11 on the Billboard Global XL US chart and number 26 on the Global 200. That's a strong showing, especially when you consider that it's competing with tracks from all over the world. From my perspective, this highlights a bigger trend in the music industry. K-pop artists are dominating global charts, but breaking into the US market remains a unique challenge. It's not just about the music. It's about cultural nuances, listener preferences, and how the industry promotes certain sounds. What makes this really interesting is how Jennie's solo career is evolving. She's already proven she can top charts with collaborations like Dracula and One of the Girls, which hit number 51 on the Hot 100. But her solo work? It's a different story. Less Than a Lover is her third bubbling under hit, but it hasn't graduated to the main chart yet. This raises a deeper question. Is Jennie's solo success tied to her collaborations, or is there something else at play? Personally, I think it's a mix of both. Collaborations give her a broader reach, but her solo work allows her to explore her artistic voice. The challenge is finding that balance that resonates with audiences everywhere. If you take a step back and think about it, Jennie's journey is a microcosm of the K-pop phenomenon. These artists are global icons, but their success isn't uniform across markets. The US market, in particular, has its own set of rules and preferences. A detail I find fascinating is how Jennie's tracks perform so differently in the US versus the rest of the world. It's not just about the music, it's about how it fits into the cultural and industry landscape. What this really suggests is that while K-pop has broken barriers globally, there's still work to be done to crack the US mainstream consistently. So, what's the takeaway here? In my opinion, Jennie's chart performance with Less Than a Lover is a reminder that success isn't one size fits all. It's about understanding your audience, your market, and how to navigate the complexities of the music industry. Personally, I think Jennie's got the talent and the vision to keep pushing boundaries, whether it's in the US or globally. The question is, what's next? Will she continue to experiment with her sound, or will she double down on what's already working? Either way, I'll be watching and listening. What do you think? Is Less Than a Lover a misstep, or is it just the beginning of a new chapter for Jennie? Let me know in the comments below.